Hello. Today's video is about shock and abuse. Sometimes when abuse gets especially bad, it can put a person into a state of shock. This can be expected when someone is beaten or raped, especially by someone known to the victim, but it happens at other times as well. In cases of narcissistic abuse, sometimes a narcissist can be much like a machine gun of abuse. They are shooting out abuse after abuse after abuse in a very short period of time. The victim doesn't have the time to cope with one episode before another comes along and then another and another. Or the abuse can be simply so outrageous that it's unbelievable. When either situation happens, victims can go into a state of shock. I believe this happens because the brain is trying to protect the victim. A state of shock gives a person time to kind of come to terms with the things that happened. Unfortunately, though, it still can be quite difficult to go through. Focus and concentration can be hard to come by. You may feel very spacey. You also may miss things you normally notice, such as if someone's making a joke. And you may not be able to identify your emotions. You know you feel a lot, but identifying exactly what you feel can be rather difficult. During the last few weeks of my father's life in October of 2017, due to the constant inundation of abuse my so-called family inflicted on me for not saying goodbye to him, plus I also had my own grief, I experienced shock like I have never experienced. That's really saying something too, because I experienced shock on a regular basis growing up due to the constant abuse from my mother, especially when I was in my late teens. But at least on a positive note, I learned about shock caused by abuse, and I thought I would share what I learned in the hopes it'll help those of you watching this video. I don't think it's a good idea to try to get over shock right away. It happened for a reason, and that reason was to protect your mental health. Don't try to force yourself to get over the shock or get better right away, because obviously you're not ready to cope with what happened just yet. Shock kind of reminds me of repressed memories in a sense. Forcing them to come back to the forefront of your mind can cause you more suffering than is necessary. Just let the shock work through and it'll work itself out. It really will. It will lift when you're ready, and also when you're able and willing to face what the shock is protecting you from. Try to take good care of yourself. I say try because as an adult child of narcissistic parents, I know self-care isn't always easy. Try it anyway. Get plenty of rest. Eat good and healthy food. Don't neglect your physical health. Shock can take quite the toll on your body as well as your mind, so treat them both well. Do things that make you feel nurtured. Drink herbal tea or coffee or cocoa. Spend the day curled up in your favorite blanket watching funny movies all day. Buy yourself little treats like that new book or CD you've been wanting. Simple little gestures really can help you to feel better. In time, the shock will lift, and you're going to need to face what you're feeling after the trauma. Don't forget to continue taking good care of your physical and mental health when that happens. Emotional work takes up a lot of both physical and mental energy, so you need to take care of your physical and mental health as you heal. I noticed something about my situation that I can't help but think others have faced as well. During the worst of the shock I experienced in 2017, I stopped remembering my dreams. This was very, very odd for me, as I've always had extremely vivid dreams and nightmares that I clearly remember. I believe that is because my brain was trying to come to terms with the daily trauma I endured at that time. The brain constantly processes all information, good, bad, or indifferent, and even in dreams. I really think the dreams that we don't remember are simply a part of that processing, whereas the dreams we do remember are trying to tell us something that we need to know. I did finally start remembering some of my dreams about 5 weeks roughly after the last traumatic episode surrounding my father's death. And by that time, the shock was starting to lift a little bit. Also, speaking of dreams, I find it very helpful in understanding my emotional health to follow what my dreams are. I really advise paying attention to your dreams once you begin having them again. Write them down. Look up dream symbols to help you understand what your dreams are about. Also, ask God to help you understand them. You're going to be surprised, but you're going to find some very valuable insight in your dreams. Anyway, if you have experienced or are experiencing a state of shock after times of extreme abuse, you are not alone. It's okay. You're not crazy and you're not wrong. You're normal. Just let things work out on their own and don't force anything. You'll get through it. It may not feel like it, but you will get through it. Thank you for watching my video.